Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing really well and enjoying your time at home. Today, we'll start with the first chapter of our English language, which is the sentence. So, students, first we'll understand what is a sentence. Usually, when we express our feelings and emotions, we use words to express them. And when these words combine together, they form sentences. A group of words that makes complete sense is known as a sentence. A complete sentence should have a subject and a predicate. A complete sentence shows a complete thought. A sentence always starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. Now, let's look at these examples. In the first example, she is going to school. She here is the subject and is going to school is the predicate. In the next example, did he come to school today? Here, he is the subject and come to the school today is the predicate. What a bright day it is. Here, we are talking about the day. Hence, it will be the subject and what a bright day will be the predicate. Let's understand what is a phrase. Some group of words that make sense but not complete sense is called a phrase. Some examples are joys and sorrows, a stinky dog, a long road, at midnight. But every group of words cannot be called a phrase. A phrase must make some sense. For example, has fine. This does not make any sense. Hence, it is not a phrase. Fine dog. It gives us some information about the situation of the dog. Hence, it is a phrase. Our next topic for today is types of sentences. There are four types of sentences. First, assertive or declarative sentences. Second, interrogative sentences. Third, imperative sentences. And fourth, exclamatory sentences. Assertive or declarative sentences. Assertive means to show confidence, to show that you believe in it. Assertive sentences are those in which one gives an information about a fact, an opinion, or a belief. An assertive sentence always ends with a full stop. For example, parrot is a beautiful bird. My father started a business. Gandhiji is the father of our nation. Tiger is the national animal of India. There are two types of assertive sentences. They are affirmative or positive sentences. These sentences shows the truthfulness of the idea in the sentence. For example, you should get more sleep. Sita is very tall. The second type is negative sentences. These sentences are those which falsify the given idea or shows the false fact of the idea. For example, you should not get more sleep. Sita is not very tall. The second type of sentences that we are going to study are interrogative sentences. Interrogate means to ask questions, like how a policeman asks questions from the criminal to get information from him or her. An interrogative sentence asks a question and it will always end with a question mark. For example, what is the right way to iron a shirt? Why do we have to stay in during the lockdown? Did you sleep well? Have you been to London? So there are two types of interrogative sentences. They are WH questions. The questions which starts with WH words like what, where, when, who or whom. For example, what have you been doing there? Whom do you think is the best cricketer? The second type is yes or no questions. So the questions whose answers can only be given in either yes or no, these type of questions are known as yes or no questions. For example, did he create any new music? Yes or no. Is she working today? Yes or no. The third type of sentences that we are going to study are imperative sentences. Imperative means to give a command or an order. Imperative sentences express a command, an order, a request, or an advice. For example, keep the book on the table. So it's like I'm ordering you. Please keep the book on the table. So it's like I'm requesting you. You should try keeping the book on the table. So it's like I'm giving you an advice. The fourth kind of sentences that we are going to study are exclamatory sentences. Exclamation means to show strong emotions. Exclamatory sentences express strong feelings and emotions. An exclamatory sentence always ends with an exclamation mark. So whenever we try to show a lot of emotions in a sentence, that sentence becomes an exclamatory sentence. For example, the birthday cake was so good. Such a beautiful house. This is so amazing. You did a great job. Now let's quickly revise whatever we have studied in today's session. A sentence is a one which makes complete sense, starts with a capital letter, and ends with a full stop or a question mark or an exclamation mark. A phrase makes some sense but not complete sense, like how a sentence does. So you have to understand the difference between a sentence and a phrase. Next, we studied four types of sentences, which are assertive, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. Now, these 3 points that we are going to study will help you understand what kind of a sentence you're dealing with. These points are assertive and imperative sentences end with a full stop. Interrogative sentences end with a question mark always. Exclamatory sentences end with an exclamation mark always. So these 3 points will let you understand what kind of a situation or what kind of a sentence you are dealing with. So here is an easy exercise for you where you have to mark the sentences with S and phrases with P. And I'll be talking about these answers in the next session. So please try and complete them as soon as you can. Thank you, students, for your patience. Hope you all are staying at home and enjoying with your family. Take care.